probably taught some of you. She probably led you on tours. You probably read what she wrote. You probably lobbied her at City Council. She's been an enormous help for me in this project and also in quoting Roy Jeans. And in fact, when we sat down and talked at she has a breakfast place here in town, and I went to her office and talked to her and said, I want to do a show with, combines Joe DiMaggio because it's on his birthday night and Roy Jeans. And she looked at me like, you got some splaining to do, mister. So I hope we're doing it. And you've come along, but you have been really interested in the Marilyn and Joe story from the times that they came here. And so you've got some notes, and why don't they just give you the microphone, because I know you're going to tell us. I got a hook, though.
That's right. Well, I'm interested in the whole Joe DiMaggio story now. As I've gotten involved for years, I kind of went, oh yeah, well. But I've gotten enthusiastic, and I'm very appreciative of the work Lara Delaney and the Diablo Valley Sons of Italy have done to focus on the centennial and focus on Joe in Martinez.
Uh-oh.
And that's right, I can talk in the dark.
It is radio, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
know, that's exactly.
I'm making her talk, really.
But the thing about it all that is really bothering me at the moment is the pictures. The pictures of Joe in Martinez. You know, he only lived here 2 years before his family moved into San Francisco. But in retirement, he spent far more than 2 years here. And as we go through the records, we can't find many pictures of that. You know, Jamie can go on YouTube and wherever else he goes and find 5 million pictures. We get everything from Chautauqua to Marilyn Monroe, and he's really gifted at that. Me, I'm a small town journalist, and so I'm looking for the local angle. And there are some good ones, but we don't have pictures. For example, Mary DiMaggio Bellacci, our new city council member, Debbie McKillop's grandmother, told me years ago about the fact that when Joe and Marilyn were married, they came to Martinez, and it turns out it was Rena DiMaggio, wife of Joe's double first cousin, Chucky DiMaggio, who put on a luncheon, and the aunties and the uncles all came, and Marilyn was gracious and friendly, and they really loved her, and it was a very fun time. But there are no pictures.
Huh.
Now, there might be pictures that Rena or Chucky might have taken, but they're in a box somewhere in their garage. And of course, Rena and Chucky are gone, but Fran and her children, Fran, their daughter, and her children have not gone through the boxes. Someday they may go through the boxes, and we may have pictures, and I'm going to be right there waiting to get a copy for the Martinez Historical Society and the county. And of course, Jamie's going to put it in one of his productions, and it will be fabulous. And of course, there were other opportunities. For example, just last week, Nick Campaglia, who lives on Estudillo Street, was telling me how regretful he is that he never took pictures of Joe and Nick's son, who was 7 or 8 at the time, picking figs. Joe's double first cousin Mike lived in the corner of Estudillo and Warren Street. He had a huge fig tree, and they were fabulous figs. Bonnie Brousseau in the audience knows that they were, because she grabbed some anytime she could. But at any rate, they were wonderful, and Joe loved figs. And Nick never thought about grabbing a camera and taking pictures of his son scampering up the tree to get the ones Joe couldn't reach. And of course, across the street was living a staff member of the Contra Costa Times at that time, Pat Keeble. In fact, she was political editor. And this was in 70s, 80s, whatever, and Pat had every 35 millimeter, top of the line Nikon camera there was.
No pictures.
And she could have taken them out the window, and he never would have known.
I need to interrupt here a second because you've said this twice now, and you've also said it in our conversations, but I have trouble wrapping my mind around the concept of a double first cousin. Is that what you said?
Oh, double first cousin. Well, if you families that were raised on islands paid careful attention to things like that.
Say no more. All right, let's move on.
But to define it, the Mercurio sisters,
The maternal name.
married two DiMaggio brothers.
Okay, all right.
So the issue of each were double first cousins on
Okay,
their mom's and their dad's side.
And that's good because we were debating this earlier on because you were trying to pin down the family.
Yeah, well, and Tina Davy, who was also related to the DiMaggios, Tina Davy Collins has done a wonderful, exhaustive book on all the Italian families. So I can even tell you when they were born.
Huh.
But I'll spare you that. But anyway, the other thing is that besides the fig tree, he used to eat at Giovanni's Delicatessen when that wonderful place was on the corner of, see, somebody moaned
Luigi's.
with sadness. No, Giovanni's.
Yeah.
And he used to eat there. And the thing is, people didn't take pictures or bother him there either. Now they did at Steve's, but they left him alone there. He was a very private man. And I'm proud of that. As a resident of Martinez, as a human being, I'm glad that we did leave him alone that much and forgot to take pictures and that kind of thing. But as a history teacher, and a member of the board of the Contra Costa Historical Society and the Martinez Historical Society.
And a journalist. Yeah,
I
put that in
have
there.
regret about that. And I think, gosh, maybe if we approached him carefully, Mr. DiMaggio, could we take a picture of you eating your roast turkey sandwich? Or, catch him going to the door of Long's to visit his granddaughter who worked there for years. And Pat could have taken that picture out her front window. And we would have promised him that we wouldn't look at him. And we wouldn't show anybody until his 100th birthday. When we were trying to raise money for the museum to honor our hometown hero. Do you think that would have worked?